Hello again, and I am now going to do my wrap up for Diverseathon, which was an amazing readathon. I really wish I had had more time to devote to it. I wish I had been able to read more books. I wish I hadn't had so much going on. I am so thankful that these amazing booktubers started Diverseathon this year. I definitely want to do it again next year. I'm going to plan ahead with what I want to read. There's so many books that I wanted to read that I didn't get to. And I know that I'm going to be searching for more diverse books now. I've been trying to actually, over the last several months especially, I've been trying to look for stuff that's more diverse, more out of my comfort zone, things that I had never read, never even considered reading maybe, because I didn't think they were really written for me. But I think that was the wrong way of thinking about things, because I think it's great to get other perspectives. There are so many people. Sorry, my dog was making a weird noise. I was looking to see what she was doing. But there are so many different types of people out there with different backgrounds and different ideas and beliefs. And I think it really makes us richer to kind of gain even a little bit of understanding. There's no way you can fully understand another human being if you have not lived their life, dealt with their problems. But even just a little glimpse, I think, will make us more patient and kind and loving towards each other. And how can that not be a good thing? So I'm going to let you know what I read. The first book I read, I don't actually have it. It was a graphic novel that I read on Hoopla, which I've mentioned before. And it was something that I had, and it's been so long, I can't remember who it was, but somebody else had mentioned in their TBR. And it's called Stonewall, or Stonewall's in the name. And I'll look it up and I'll link it down below. But it's just a graphic novel dealing with what happened to Stonewall. And I think most people know what Stonewall is and the significance of it. And it was just a short little read. I actually didn't get too much into details about Stonewall, but it was a nice little read. It was very well put together. It was bright colors, very pretty. But it was cute. It's not something I was kind of expecting a little bit more out of it. I think, more into the details of what happened. And I actually would kind of like to maybe read a book about Stonewall. I'll have to see. I would assume that there are books written about it, whether nonfiction, like a history telling of the events, or even a fictional account of the true life events. So I'm going to have to look into that. If anybody knows of a book, please let me know in the comments and I'll check it out. The first one I read, which I read that night at midnight, and I wanted to read something really quick and get it done. So I read Brokeback Mountain by Annie Proulx. And I know it is a book about two gay men, and it's not written by a gay man. So that almost put me off of the book, but I'd heard such wonderful things from gay men even, that I wanted to pick it up. I love the movie, and I was not disappointed. It was a really quick read, but beautifully written. I really, really would like to read more by Annie Proulx. It was just a story about love, about finding love in this harsh world. These two young men had so many things against them. And to be able to find each other when they were struggling to even find themselves, I just thought it was really, really well done. It's supposed to take place, I don't know if they actually give like dates or anything. They do. It starts out in 1963. So if you think about how gay people are treated now, and things are so much better now, but there are still issues. There's still homophobia. There's still people attacked for being gay. You know, like physically, I don't mean just verbally, like physically beaten up and even killed. Back in the 60s, though, like, it was unheard of. You were not gay, especially as a man. Like, it would threaten your manhood. It would threaten everybody else's manhood around you if there was a gay man. And they actually, one of the characters in here is talking about his father and a story he heard from his father about a supposed gay man and what they did to him. And it's heartbreaking just reading things like that, knowing that people were like that. And in some areas, in some small ways, some people still are. That people can be so horrible and hateful over love. I mean, I know it's cliche and it's been said over and over again and it's been on social media, but love is love. Like, that is the purest thing out there. It's what we all strive to find: love, to be in love, to have somebody love us. And why would anybody want to deny somebody that? I would just never understand why people have to be so hateful and can't just let people live and love the way that they want to. But I definitely recommend this. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do this. I've heard other people say you're not supposed to read from books on BookTube, but I've seen videos of people reading from books, so I want to just read this little passage. The shirt seemed heavy until he saw there was another shirt inside it. The sleeves carefully worked down inside Jack's sleeves. It was his own plaid shirt, lost, he thought, long ago, in some damn laundry. His dirty shirt, the pocket ripped, buttons missing, stolen by Jack, and hidden here inside Jack's own shirt. The pair like two skins, one inside the other, two in one. He pressed his face into the fabric and breathed in slowly, through his nose and mouth, hoping for the faintest smoke and mountain sage and salty sweet stink of Jack. But there was no real scent, only the memory of it, the imagined power of Brokeback Mountain, of which nothing was left but what he held in his hands. I mean, it's just, the whole book is written like that. It's incredibly beautiful. So I highly recommend picking that up. The next book I read was Color Purple by Alice Walker. Seen the movie a couple times. Haven't seen it recently, so I really didn't remember much about the movie, which was, I think, good going into the book. It kind of gave it a fresh perspective. What's the matter, Jade? My dog is crying. I have her blocked off, so she can't come down here. Actually, it's not her. My dad is visiting, and my dog is upstairs with his dog. She just recently had knee surgery, and she's not supposed to be walking on stairs, and I am downstairs, so I have it all blocked off so she can't come down, but now my dog is upset that she can't come down. So, dogs are silly. It's like she can see me and she's staring at me, but she's not happy. She wants to come down here. Anyway, this is not a video about my dog. So I was kind of going fresh into this book, which I think was great. I really enjoyed this. It's a little difficult to get into if you've never read anything like this. It's written like in diary format, and it's the main character who is mostly talking to God, and like kind of like she's writing in a diary, or maybe she's thinking this and praying. I never really figured that out. And then there are letters in here to her. So that's how the whole book is written. And it's obviously written in the vernacular of that time period of African Americans. So it takes some getting used to. It's not difficult. It's not exactly a foreign language. It's just not what most people are used to reading. But it makes it that much more realistic. I think it's a very important book to read. It was an important time period for all Americans, Black Americans especially, Black women. You know, they had such little power, even compared to Black men, because the men, I think, and I am completely theorizing. Obviously, I can't get into the mind of people who are long dead, but the men had such little power, and I think a lot of them kind of took it out on the women in their lives. They needed to feel in control. They needed to feel something, and a lot of them, in this book at least, I can't generalize for every family, every couple that were out there, but they were very abusive and angry, and there's a lot of very strong, powerful characters in this book, especially the women, which is another thing that I really, really enjoyed about this book. Just very, very good book. I think everybody should read this. I actually found the movie on TV. I plan on watching that. I taped it a couple weeks ago, but I haven't had a chance to watch it, just because it's been so long. And I remember loving that movie. There's so many amazing actors in that, so I'd like to see it again. And then lastly, I started but didn't get very far. I Am Malala. This is 300 pages, not horrible. There's some pictures in here as well. I really, really, really want to finish reading this, and I will get to it as soon as I can. I have other things planned kind of more for this month, so I don't think I'm going to read it in October, but I do want to really finish that. I have so many other books that I had picked for my readathon that I didn't get to, like Wonder, which is a middle grade book, and I think it's middle grade. And I actually kind of wanted to read that with my son, so I'm going to wait for a better time to read that. And then a couple other books. I'm completely drawing a blank. But there's so many other books I think that were recommended. I watched a lot of TBR videos and a lot of wrap-up videos, and I got so many more ideas for books that I wanted to read. And I'm actually hoping to read, again, not in October. I like to read specific things in October because of being Halloween, being fall. I like reading a lot of spookier books, and just with everything else going on in my life, I probably not going to read much at all this month, unfortunately. But starting next month, what I would like to do is read at least one diverse book a month, and kind of devote a day to reading, to reviewing that book, you know, putting up a video about it, and just kind of keep this momentum going. I mean, the readathon is over, and it's been over, but I think we need to keep reading these kinds of books. And other people might disagree with me, and that's fine. But I want to keep doing it, and I'm going to. So if you're at all interested in that, look out for those videos, probably towards the end of next month, and then I'll kind of keep on that schedule. If you have any recommendations of books you think I should read, definitely put those in the comments down below, and I will check them out. I already have a good sized list, but keep adding to it. My TBR list is huge at this point. I'll probably never be able to read all the books on it, but I'm going to do my best and read the ones that I really, really want to read, that I really think are important, that I really think I'll enjoy and get something out of. So as always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, leave any comments, and I will see you soon.